Praise Yah, everybody. Thank you for joining us and being with us this day. Normally, I'd read the weekly Torah reading now, but this coming Shabbat is actually a high holy day according to the Torah. It's known as the Feast of Trumpets, also called Rosh Hashanah or Yom Teruah. And there's a special reading for this. And we're going to read right now Genesis 21. Genesis 21. This is one of the readings for this day. So we're going to read Genesis 21 now. And Yah visited Sarah as he had said, and Yah said to Sarah as he has promised. And Sarah conceived and bore a son to Abraham in his old age at the appointed time, that with Elohim had spoken with him. And Abraham called the name of his son who was born to him, whom Sarah had borne to him, Isaac. And Abraham circumcised his son Isaac, a son of 8 days, as Elohim had commanded him. And Abraham was a son of 100 years when his son Isaac was born to him. And Sarah said, Elohim has made laughter for me. All who hear will laugh with me. And she said, who would have said to Abraham, will Sarah suckle sons? For I have borne a son into his old age. And the child grew and was weaned, and Abraham made a great feast on the day Isaac was weaned. And Sarah saw the son of Hagar, the Egyptian, whom she had borne to Abraham, mocking. And she said to Abraham, drive away this slave girl and her son, for the son of this slave girl shall not inherit with my son, with Isaac. And the thing was very evil in the eyes of Abraham on account of his son. And Elohim said to Abraham, let it not be evil in your eyes because of the boy, and on account of your slave girl. All that Sarah says to you, listen to her voice. For in Isaac your seed shall be called. Verse 13, and also I will make a nation of the son of the slave girl, for he is your seed. And Abraham started up early in the morning and took bread and a skin of wine and gave to them to Hagar, putting them on the shoulder and the child, and sent her away. And she left and wandered in the wilderness of Beersheba. And the water from the skin was finished, and she put the boy under one of the shrubs. And she went and sat down opposite him, about a bow shot away. For she said, let me not see the death of the boy. And she sat opposite and raised her voice and wept. And Elohim heard the voice of the young boy. And the messenger of Yah called to Hagar out from the heavens. And he said to her, what ails you, Hagar? Do not fear, for Elohim has heard the voice of the boy there where he is. Rise up, lift up the boy, and make your hand strong on him, for I will make him a great nation. And Elohim opened her eyes, and she saw the well of water. And she went and filled the skin with the water, and gave drink to the young boy. And Elohim was with the boy, and he grew up, and he lived in the wilderness and became a great archer. Verse 21. And he lived in the wilderness of Paran, and his mother took a wife for him out of the land of Egypt. And it happened at that time, Amalek and Pekol, the general of his army, spoke to Abraham, saying, Elohim is with you in all you do. And now swear to me here, by Elohim, that you will not lie to me and to my son and to my hire, according to the kindness which I have sworn to you. Do to me in the land which you have lived in. And Abraham said, I swear. And Abraham reproached Amalek on account of the well of the water, which slaves of Amalek had seized. And Amalek said, I do not know who has done this thing, and also you have not told me. Even I have not heard except today. And Amalek took a sharp took sheep and oxen and gave, and Abraham took sheep and oxen and gave to Amalek, and both of them cut a covenant. And Abraham set 70 lambs of flock by themselves, and Amalek said to Abraham, "What are these 70 lambs which you have set by themselves?" And he said, "You shall take 70 lambs from the hand, so that it may become for me a witness that I dug this well. On account of this, that place is called Beersheba, because the two of them swore over there. And they cut a covenant in Beersheba, and Amalek and Pekol, the general of his army, rose up, and they returned to the land of the Philistine. And Abraham planted a tamarisk tree in Beersheba, and there he called on the name of Yah El Olam, everlasting. And Abraham lived in the land of the Philistines many days." This is Genesis chapter 21, as part of the Torah reading for this coming week. Then we also read Genesis chapter 22. And it happened after these things, the Elohim testing Abraham, said to him, and he said, "Behold, I am here." And he said, "Now take your son Isaac, your only one whom you love, and go into the land of Moriah, and there offer him for a burnt offering on one of the mountains which I say to you." And Abraham rose up early in the morning and saddled his donkey. He took two of his youths with him, and his son Isaac, and he split wood for a burnt offering, and rose up and went to the place which Elohim had said to him. And on the third day, Abraham lifted up his eyes and saw a place from a distance. And Abraham said to his young man, "You stay here with the donkey. I and the boy will go over there, that you may worship and may return to you." And Abraham took the wood of the burnt offering and laid it on Isaac and his son, and he took the fire and the knife to his hand, and the two went together. And Isaac spoke to his father Abraham and said, "My father." And he said, "Behold, I am here." And he said, "I see the fire and the wood, but where is the lamb for the burnt offering?" And Abraham said, "My son, Elohim will see himself the lamb for a burnt offering." And the two of them went together. And they came to the place which Elohim had said to him. And Abraham built there an altar and arranged the wood, and he bound his son Isaac and laid him on the altar on the wood. Verse 10. And Abraham stretched out his hand and took a knife to slay his son. And the messenger of Yah called to him from the heavens and said, "Abraham, Abraham." And he said, "I am here." And he said, "Do not lay a hand on the boy, nor do anything to him. For I now know that you fear Elohim, and you have not withheld your son, your only one, from me." And Abraham lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, a ram behind him was entangled in a thicket by its horns. And Abraham went and took the ram and offered it for a burnt offering instead of his son. And Abraham called on the name of that place Yah Yireh, so that it is said unto this day, "In the mount of Yah it will be seen." And the messenger of Yah called to Abraham out of the heavens a second time. And he said, "I have sworn by myself, declares Yah, that on account of this thing you have done, and have not withheld your son, your only son, that blessing I will bless you, and multiplying I will multiply your seed in the stars of the heavens, and the sand which is on the lip of the sea. And your seed shall possess the gate of his enemies. And in your seed shall all the nations of the earth be blessed, because you have listened to my voice." And Abraham returned to his young man, and they rose up and went together to Beersheba. And Abraham lived in Beersheba. And it happened after these things, it was told to Abraham, saying, "Behold, Milcah, she also has borne sons to your brother Nahor. Uz his firstborn, Buz, and his brother Camille, the father of Aram, and Chest, and Hiezo, and Philstas, and Japhethah, and Bethuel. And Bethuel fathered Rebekah. Malchah bore these 8 to Nahor, the brother of Abraham. And his concubine, whose name was Reumah, she also bore Tibal, Raham, and Tahash, and Malchah. That is the Torah reading for this coming Shabbat in Genesis. But we also go to Numbers 29. Numbers 29, verses 1 to 6. Numbers 29, verses 1 to 6. And in the 7th month, on the first day of the month, you shall have a holy gathering. You shall do no work of service. It shall be a day of blowing the trumpets to you. And you shall prepare a burnt offering for a soothing fragrance to Yah. 1 bull, a son of the herd, 1 ram, 7 lambs, sons of a year without blemish. And their food offering, flour mixed with oil, 3/10 parts for the bull, 2/10 parts for the ram, and 1/10 part for each of the 7 lambs. And 1 kid of the goats, a sin offering to anyone for you, besides the burnt offering of the month and its food offering, and the continual burnt offering and its food offering, and their drink offerings according to their ordinance, for the soothing fragrance of fire offering to Yah. This is the Torah reading, and tomorrow we'll read the half Torah, working up to this day of Rosh Hashanah, the sounding of the shofar, which will proceed with the teaching. All right, everybody, have a blessed day. Yah be with you all. Thank you all, and shalom, shalom.